Is anyone challenging Debbie's telephone? Next bid is 650,000. Fair warning then. How much coming up? Cattle L0016. Thank you everyone for participating.
The moment you're up there on the rostrum, you're doing traffic control.
Against you now. It's 750. Fred, I see you. I'm waiting for you.
You're trying to find out where the directionality of people who have the desire to want something and the people who want to let go.
Looking for 130,000 next.
And of course, the consigners who's trusted you to put these beautiful pieces there for you to best represent.
And I'm out.
There's so many agendas that you're thinking about.
I am waiting for you. Next is $2,800,000.
So when you're there, kind of there as like a mediator, you're directing the desires and needs of many people, including yours.
Last chance. Sold to cattle number 199. Congratulations.
My name is Uni Kim. I am a specialist and head of sale at Sotheby's Jewelry, and I am also an auctioneer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sotheby's Hong Kong.
I'm from Seoul, South Korea. And, I really grew up in like the suburbs of Seoul, and then, I was really like bona fide, like had the normal Korean experience, like working really hard every day. I studied in Hong Kong, and originally my studies was actually economics and finance. I first came into Sotheby's without thinking that I was ever going to be an auctioneer. I just wanted to be a specialist, and like there was something unique about jewelry and antique pieces or stones that really drew me in, and I felt like that was something that like stirred my heart. And that's why when I graduated, I pursued to learn more about these beautiful objects, and that's where I became a graduate gemologist. When you're a specialist, you start obsessing over like the smallest details. You want it to be perfect. Color, hue, saturation, everything being like a specific way of what it needs to be. When you're up in the rostrum, you're transcendent from that.
And now we're moving on to lot 1877, the Buccellati cuff bracelet and Gia Maria Buccellati.
As I grew in Sotheby's, I felt like, auctioneering is actually quite a cool thing to do.
75, I'm out. It's now yours online at $75,000.
When I became an auctioneer, I had to order my first gavel. There was this one gavel maker that everyone who is an auctioneer at Sotheby's kind of orders from. So it kind of gets passed on. And there are a few different changes that you can kind of make and personalize, and we were all choosing like, oh, I want this to be like this, like, this side to be like pointy. So like I remember the tip you can choose to be round or pointy, but I wanted it to be pointy.
Last chance.
Is it like a wizard's wand? Maybe, but I always feel like it's like a executioner's axe. As you spend more time with it, you'll get more and more dents and scratches and indentations, but it reminds you a lot of the times of, like how many pieces that has gone through this gavel and how many directions that you have orchestrated.
Are you asking me for 300? 300 is the bid, thank you.
I think desire is inherently a very interesting thing. When we become so attached to objects in which usually we deal with.
Are we all done then? At $320,000.
Whether it be in a form of a royal piece of jewelry or whether it be like a beautiful painting, I feel like a lot of them are like crystallizations of appreciations that we have towards each other. And in essence, I feel like when we have a connection towards that, you are somewhat chasing and feeling and wanting this affection or appreciation.
Sold to panel number 253.
Gaming is a huge part of my life. We're exploring vast universes, going to new worlds, new planets, and meeting different type of life forms. And you're trying to be an ambassador for like many different needs and wants. And I think, being a specialist or perhaps being an auctioneer is not so much different. You're always exploring out new worlds, new collections, new exciting, jewels and gems and artworks that you have not seen before. Letting people to immerse themselves into these wonderful pieces that they will come to appreciate and afterwards acquire. Base standard is one lot would take 1 minute, but sometimes one lot could take 5 or 10 minutes. If you are tasked to do like 120 lots, that would take 2 hours. I think the longest sale that I've done in one go has been about 3 hours. And you're like, oh, when is it ending? It's like, it's not ending. But like, I'm happy for the consigners. There's no answers of being an auctioneer and what type really works or what type is the best. There's no such thing. Some people love to be very open and engaging throughout their whole auctioneering.
550. 550 is now with Debbie. My book is out. Is now with your bidder at 550,000.
Some people love to be very monotone or very, very zen, like very Buddha-like for the entire journey.
Just 1,500, and selling for 1,500.
It's the cadence, it's the pace, it's kind of knowing when to be silent.
Would you like to try once more?
Knowing when you feel like the other person in the other side of the phone wants to hold or wants to push.
Would you like to try once more? Next bid will be 1,000,005.
I think like that feeling, that like magnetic attraction, you feel it more and more and more as you do it.
Ahead of all the phones, 150 back with Catherine's telephone bidder. Against you online, the bid is now with Catherine at $150,000.
I loved being exposed to all these things that I never knew really much about, whether it be in a form of a royal piece of jewelry or whether it be like a beautiful painting. When you know how much it means to someone else, and it means to the collectors, it means to you, it means to, let's say, a lot of people who's lived by hundreds of years ago, sometimes thousands of years ago, I think that gives you the right context and the right level of like appreciation or like respect.
Caitlin, I am waiting for you. Next is $2,800,000.
When you're up there in the rostrum is when you're directing these amalgamations of desire and also affection.
Or are we all done at $15 million?
To now go to their new destinations or find a new journey, go to a new collection, a museum, maybe we give it meaning. That's why it exists.